Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Soul Ripper Jack, and I welcome you back to Shadowrun, Hong Kong. Where we last left off, I fucked up a hacking sequence because I did not read the tutorials. Sorry about for the long periods of where I upload these videos. I haven't been well as of late. I don't know what's going on with my gums at the moment. Something's going on with that. Internet's been shit. And college. What can you do? My goodness, this is taking a while to load. But apart from that, I've been playing Overwatch, which sadly I cannot record since it's on my PS4. So that's going to be a difficulty if I want to show off a bit of recording, unless I live stream it. Alright, before we go off anywhere, I have to find something else around here. If I remember correctly, there was with the lady, she did say about something about feng shui. The score is secure. The door has been secured by a series of heavy bars with old mortars reacting to stained. Soil keypad has set to the door for enter code. Do not know the code. Walk away. Just walk away. Maggot churned with stews of undefined. Ugh. That is not the thing you want to see in your early mornings. Gunrunner. A tubby man with a twice broken nose glances up at you from a pile of gun parts. He offers you a gap-toothed smile. Nice firearms here. Good for protection. You got a husband or wife? You got kids? You keep them safe with one of these beauties. Quality is guaranteed. Your satisfaction is everything. You want to buy? Show them what you got. Pistol, shotgun, but I just realized I do not have any weapons. Ever heard of anyone say prosperity in the city? He snorts in his reply. If you're an organ legger or a gun runner, or a triad, sure as shit is. Otherwise, you're looking at a hand-to-mouth, meal-to-meal existence here. Bao knows you're selling guns in his area? Bao's permission to sell weapons in this stall. Been selling a lot of them, even more than usual. He grins. That's good for me. Alright, no thanks. Gotta run. I just realized these people are just walled off. And there's a whole other place I have to venture off to. Because that's the main quest area, and we also have this other quest that we have to deal with, too, with the girl. What was it again? Repair the walled city, yeah. Don't know what her thing was, though. Oh, no, that's a Yellow Lotus Enforcer. Better save, just in case. I might do something stupid, so better be safe than sorry, and always ask questions. I might also do a Wasteland 2 review, Wasteland 2 game. Glances at you, sees the outline of man, flexes his muscles in his bulge. What do you want? Step away, asshole, right now. Thought I'd relieve you of your burden of the currency. Burden of currency. Cred stick, please. You got a better idea? I've got a better idea. I think I'll take your money instead. He licks his lips. Give me your cred stick, or you'll get what the old guy got. I'm not playing around. And there's two. I can choose. Etiquette of Shadowrunner. Shaking down on a Shadowrunner isn't a good idea, sweetheart. Give me your old man stick before I put a hole in where your head is. Or, well, I feel like playing and I know a lot of fun games we can play. Yeah, Shadowrunner seems like. He comes up short, frowning. His eyes shift from you to Duncan, to the assault rifle on Duncan's back. Oh. To hell with it. There's nothing on this old stick anyway. He tosses a Huh, 63 new yen. That's not nothing. He tosses a cheap cred stick back to you. The balance on the LED reads 063. Now get out of there, yeah? I got a date in an hour. I don't need you to messing it up. Remember this the next time you decide to shake down an old man. And I gained 1 karma for it. Nice. I should play the pen and paper game of Shadowrun. I should also play the pen and paper game of, no, hold on. Vampires. It's quite nice. This old rusted water valve might be closed off the flow of water that is pouring out from the broken pipe. Streets now. Ah, yes. Yeah, that's the final thing I needed to do. Awesome. Now, before I go anywhere, let me see if I can speak with the old man who got knocked out. Yeah, the old man's there. I don't want any trouble, boss, he exhales sharply. Please, just leave me be. Hand him back his cred stick. Here you go, man. Got this back for you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't have anything that I can reward you, but I appreciate what you did. The Grim Reaper has to be kind. Now, where's that young lady? Ah. I think that's her? No, that's not her. It's down here, isn't it? Yes. The bloodied woman. She is quite bloodied. The young woman startles at your approach, fumbling for something in her pocket. When she recognizes you, she relaxes. Is it done? It's done. Thank you. Thank you so much. The young woman sighs with relief. She opens the flap on her sash and reaches inside and produces a flat plastic sheath. Well, a plastic sheath. I'm not magically active, so I can't see the flow of ki in this area. But I've got test strips. Little sheets of paper embedded with key-sensitive bacteria. It's a close relative of an FAB, but it doesn't see much use outside of Hong Kong. She pulls a strip out of the sheath and holds it to the air. Within seconds, the ink turns black. She lets out a dejected sigh, her eyes shifting from the strip to her watch and the strip again. She looks in utter defeat. Damn it. I've been making adjustments for weeks now, trying to get the key to circulate better, and nothing seems to work. If anything, this one went bad even faster than the control strips I took when I got here. Any idea why? No, it should work. I followed the texts, I've done everything right. The key here is rancid. That's obvious, but I swear it's even worse than it should be. No wonder this place is so disgusting. The student coughed and rests her head on her hands. That's it, I'm getting out of here. In a little while, I gotta tell my advisor about this. Thanks for your help. Hope you don't stay too long. I sure as hell won't. Well, that quest was complete. Didn't get much from it, but oh well. Got 2 karma, can't spend it on anything yet. And also my body I am just very exhausted today because I had to clean out the back garden. Not a fun thing to do. Maybe I should increase my etiquette. Hatch deadbolt. Climbing up this ladder. Saving here. I'd rather not fuck up again. That's one of my party pieces with these types of games. I fuck up. Saved twice for me. Oh, nice. Ooh. Some items Wait, what is it called? SimSense vending machine. The SimSense vending machine has left unlocked for restocking. There's packets of data chips still in the tray. Steal? I'm not stealing, I'm borrowing. There's no harm in borrowing and stuff. Unless you're borrowing someone's child, and that is something you should never do. I mean, what the hell, man? Why would you borrow someone's child? Ooh, item. And some more new yen. Nice, nice. I can't save because I was moving. Now I can save. That is a very weird thing, though, that when you're about to save, you can't save while you're moving. I can understand if it's in combat, but... Okay. Those guards are still out there, Soul Ripper Jack. The same guards that kindly doesn't want us killing. We should probably get out the way we came in. Okay. So, no go on that. Opening the door panel. Whoa, fudge. Seal with a factory fresh magnetic lock. A high-set keypad that has been set into the frame. I do not have a code. I have to walk away for this. Crap. Do I have to rehack? Oh, hello. What are you? Strangler Bow's code. Hello. Mission items. Crumpled note. $63.78. Oh, I pray to God that is the code. Now, what was it again? 63.78. It worked. Oh my God. Hello, Bao. A large man in his 50s stands waiting. His heavily tattooed arms held in a fighter stance. His bone structure is heavy. Corded muscles stands out on his arms and chest. In his youth, he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. Shut up, phone. I don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. Good. I got a message from Kindly Chang. A message from Chang? Can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles himself. You speak Cantonese so well, but before I hear it, I have a little message for her too. You tell Kindly Chang her operations are done in the walled city. Strangler Bound has given himself a promotion. And tell her that if she sends any more errand boys to visit him with another message, Strangler Bow is going to send him back in a box. You think you can tell her that, errand boy? Should I write it down for you in English? Hold out the data stick. Just slot the stick, listen to the message, and I'll be gone, okay? I don't get to hear you butcher the message. I'm sad. He grabs a small plastic drive in your hand and slots it into his trip player. Kindly Chang stands erect, speaking directly to the camera. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you're a man of swift action. I respect that. And because of that respect, you will get right to the point. I'll get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know that you have friends working for straw scandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have a taste of their broth, and I found it wanting. The old woman becomes flinty hard. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with revenue that we have earned. And I have the files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as the files begin to to flit across the screen, receipts, banknotes, personal communications between himself and his men. Kindly Cheng continues speaking, smooth and casual. Now, in light of our current conflict, you might be wondering, why am I keeping this information to myself? Why haven't I exposed you so you could be dragged from your lotus den by the balls, and slowly roasted on a roastery spit? In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty. But I believe that you still have value, and I am willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kindly Chang steps forward, fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all your men. You are my fucking playthings. Dolls to twist and pose as I see fit. I am in the position because I am far better at this than you. And it's time that you learned it. Accept what I am telling you, and we can get back to business, prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail a tiny piece of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of her thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the fold. If you aren't here licking my heels by then, the information will be released, and you will be food for the fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Strangler Bao turns away from his screen and slowly turns away from his screen. His skin is ashen. Get out. He pauses, casts his eyes to the floor, and tell Miss Chang to expect me at Swift Winds tomorrow. He stands up straight. Tomorrow morning. It was a pleasure meeting you, Mr. Bao. Just go. Just go. And mission complete. Huzzah. And not a single fight. I don't know if I should be proud of it or not. One thing I do know is that I can't get much from that depository because I'd rather not fuck up something and get Kindly Chang to bite my neck off, so I'd rather not. Wu holds up his hand for everyone to stop, turns to the two of you and hooks his thumb in his belt. That was a thing. Never thought I'd be shutting messages between criminals in a Hong Kong syndicate. I can't imagine what Raymond would have wanted in the walled city. This place feels wrong. No kidding, there's something off. This place makes you feel like your life has no value, like there's no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have here, runner. Isabella ignores the Bob. She's too pleased. I can't believe it. We actually delivered Auntie's message without anyone dying. I have enough... Oh god, there's hair in my mouth. Blah. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you. Gun Show. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gun Show? Seriously? Wu's goggles point down at Isabel. This is not gonna stick. I don't know, I mean, you do have burling muscles. Hey oi! It is hard to shake off the walled city. Its gravity clings to you as if the wretchedness itself has grown tentacles. The sounds of suffering subside, but their echoes still firm in your insides. Isabel walks quickly, regularly checking over her shoulder as if to expect pursuit from the buildings themselves. She hugs her cyberdeck to her chest as if protecting a small child. Wu pauses a moment and breathes a sigh of relief when you finally reach the streets. But returning to Haoi isn't like coming home. Suspicious looks and closed mouth accents on smiling faces that billboards a universal message. You don't belong here. Time to report back to Kindly Chang and inform her that the message has been delivered. Get this business over with and get your sins burned. Get on to the next step of whatever that is. You leave the city of darkness behind and head to the mahjong parlor and a date with a crime lord. And I got 6 karma. And an achievement. They're not worth it. I am also deciding of getting a tattoo. Don't know why I'd say that out loud, but no one seems to care when they watch these things. Don't have a proper following. Should also boost up my stats though. Actually, I shall do that now. Okay. Adding that. And quickness. Adding that. Confirm. And close. And speaking to Kindly Chang. Sorry. Kindly Chang watches you closely as you walk across the mahjong parlor. As you approach her, her lieutenant leans in, brings her mouth close to the triad boss's ear. Chang smiles and nods, her eyes never leaving you. There's a twinkle in the straw sandal's eye. I've heard from Bao. He got my message very clearly. I understand there were no casualties created during your little delivery run. I am pleased and surprised. Isabel did a great job in guiding us. Aware grin. Did she? Good to know. My message was delivered, and Strangler Bao is back in the fold, earning for me. As far as I'm concerned, our transaction is complete. While you were gone, I set the wheels in motion to wipe your identities. She pulls out her PDA, stabs a button with her lacquered fingernail, and the order has been sent. Congratulations, you are now sinless. Shadow people. Wu exhales heavily. His eyes remain focused, straight ahead, but his shoulders sag. I didn't like where my life was going anyway. Wu pulls himself up to full height. Yeah, well, I had something going in Seattle, Alexander. I had my license. I was going freelance. Found a storefront in Bellevue, I think that's how it's spelt, where Carter and I were going to set up shop. And now it's all blown to hell. He clenches his fist. Someone's gonna pay for that. Pay for Carter. Whoever gave those kill orders on Carter also focused us to give up our identities and took Raymond. Wu sets his jaw firm. That's all I can think about. Finding who did this. Finding Ray. Kindly Chang holds up a hand. While I was working to get your sins burned, I also had my network looking for Raymond Black's disappearance. I've been thinking about what you told me earlier, and I agree. She eyes the room carefully and leans in. I can't just let this lie. Someone killed my runners. It would be a sign of weakness to the Yellow Lotus and to the others if I do nothing. She rests her PDA on the mahjong table, Facing you, the Triad boss's tongue slips from her mouth as she looks over the top, hunting for the right button on its upside-down interface. She finds it and looks up at you again. I have news to share with you, my darlings, the kind you won't like. Raymond Black is dead. She taps the button and records a newscast appears on screen. Raymond's photograph appears to be on screen, behind the reporter standing on the docks in Victoria Harbour. It's a picture you've seen before, a professional portrait taken for a press release about a youth center he was opening in the Raymond Barrens. Under Raymond's photo are the words, "Seattle man killed." Another shooting involving the police department, a Seattle community organizer, and industrial engineer was apparently shot and killed while resisting arrest at Victoria Harbour last night. The HKPF police report that the UCAS man, Raymond Black, was behaving erratically and would not respond to the police's order to surrender. No additional information regarding Black or why he was traveling to Hong Kong are available. Police have stated that due to this shooting, proximity to last night's shootout with the White Star, the investigation must remain confidential and with no other details are being revealed at this time. Kindly Cheng taps the button again and the video closes. Wu puts his hands to his face. This thing keeps getting worse. This just keeps getting worse. You were right, Auntie. That was news we did not like to hear. Raymond's dead. Wu puts his hands over his mouth, trying to process the information. He sways for a moment. It looks like he's going to pass out. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu. Isabel reaches out to touch Wu. Thinks better of it and pulls back her hand. Sorry for your loss. I never had a father, so I don't know what it's like to lose one, but sorry. Raymond dies the same night we're ambushed? That's no coincidence. No fucking way. Kindly Chang taps the video close. She hunts around the keypad and selects another button. I'm afraid that's not all, darlings. This is security footage from Victoria Harbour last night. You find it contains a contradiction. The PDA shows silent, grainy video footage of Raymond sitting at a tea shop, flanked by two guards. He's looking down at something in his hand, completely distracted. The footage continues the camera display, several black-clad figures entering its field of view. From different angles, guns ready, a tall, sharply dressed man in a suit walks briskly towards Raymond, flanked by two more. Raymond stands to face him, and the camera gets a clear view of the suit's face. White plastic. The guards turn to draw a weapon, and muzzle flashes erupt from all sides. One of Raymond's guards goes down, and his submachine gun fires wildly, hitting the camera. Wu puts his hands on the table and leans in. Those weren't cops. And Raymond wasn't resisting arrest. What's with that guy's face? Gobbets reaches up to stroke the rat perched on her shoulder. Is that a mask? It doesn't look like a mask. It looks like some sort of semi-rigged plastic implant. Real craftsmanship. She pushes out her lower lip in appreciation. Quite the fashion accessory. It is also the kind of fashion accessory that stands out in the crowd. This guy's either a fool or an arrogant son of a bitch. He sets his jaw firm. Either way, I'm gonna find him. Kindly Chang watches Wu intensely. I believe you. Wu stands back and turns to you. What now? We find the plastic-faced man and drag him somewhere private. Make him dig his own hole then we fill it. Cheng's eye sparkle. I like the way you think. That's exactly what I would do. But how? I'm afraid there's some facts you are going to have to face. You're alone in this country. No network, no money, no identity. I can protect you from the police, but how would you go about discovering what happened to Raymond without me? How would you survive? Kindly wipes her hand across a stack of tiles, spreading the ivory-colored pieces across the table. You've had a very long night, my sweets. Very long. And frankly, you all look like shit. Rest now. I promised you safety in my own town for the night. We'll talk about the plastic-faced man tomorrow. Kindly gestures to Gobbet and Isobel. Ladies, go find our friends a place to bed down in that rat's nest squat boat you call a home. We'll all talk one after you slept. Figure out what our next steps together. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Can I ask you a question, Auntie? No questions, my darling. Sleep. I'll figure out what to do with you in the morning. Let's go, Alexander. I'm beat to hell. Very well. Time to get some sleep. And here's the important question. Where the hell's the... Oh, there it is. I could see on the tracker. The boat's not half bad. It's a big boat. You two can bunk here for a while. She nods with her nose towards the hatch. You've each got a head to take care of your necessaries. Try to knock before you enter someone else, okay? Seriously? I know the drill. I don't know if it was a questionable seriously or seriously. Wu turns to you. Stinks of fish. Just like that place we squatted on Leary Avenue back when we were kids. The one that with that Adzian family and their dog. You hated that dog. He kept digging out my food stash. No matter where I hid it, he'd find it and scarf down a week's worth of grub. He wipes his nose with a gloved hand. Still, it's sad what happened to him and the family. No one should have gone out that way. He stretches and his spine pops like a handful of firecrackers. I think I've been up for something like 36 hours straight. He drops his arms. And that has been one shit stain of a day. Time to end it. The orc turns to you and raises an eyebrow. Anything you need before I leave you to it? Let's see. Is it just you and Isabel living here? Yeah. Gobbet's mouth screws up a bit. Now that Nightjar and Gutshock are gone, it's just us. The squeal of metal grinding on metal rips through the boat. It sounds like it's coming from the level below. And the creepy Russian guy renting the engine room downstairs. Nothing to worry about. He mostly keeps to himself. She checks her PDA. He'll stop soon. He usually quiets by now. Creepy Russian dude. Have no joke for that. Is there a place for my stuff? Yeah, check the locker over there. You can stash your stuff in it. No one touches your things there, and it's a lot bigger than it looks. How did you get your hands on this place? How do people like us get our hands on anything? We found it. You found it empty? He sweeps his eye across the cabin. The doubt is plain on his face. Somebody abandoned a prime piece of real estate like this. She shrugs. Close enough. It was full of BTL junkies when we came across it. They were completely winged out of some multiplayer cyber game. Not sure they were ever chipped out of it. They were completely emaciated, I think it is, stewing in piles of their own shit. Their eyes had sunk into their skulls. Pretty gruesome stuff. They racked up a killer score, though. True, they had the moves. Should have hung an IV while they were playing, though. Turns out nutrition's important. What happened? Did they die? She shrugs. Nigel ran them out. Not sure what happened to them after that. Anyway, it's ours now. Auntie Cheng says so. All but the engine room, you mean? Right, everything but that. Auntie rented it out under us. That must have pissed you off. She shrugs. Whatever, we aren't using it. As long as our downstairs neighbor keeps to himself, he can have the lower level, especially if he keeps Auntie Cheng happy. I'm gonna grab some sack time too. Good, you look like you could use it. Well, we'll go see Kindly Chang in the morning, figure out our next move. This isn't a bad place. Reminds me of Dragonfall. Yeah, it does remind me of... Oh, wow. Yeah, it seriously does remind me of, like, Dragonfall. Just this massive accommodation. Hey, Seattle. I'm not really in the mood to hang out right now. Heavy stuff gone down, you know? It'll be fine, but for the time being, I'd rather be alone. We'll talk later, though. And that was another fun thing I'd like to do, is just that you had your own personal missions with each of your party members. Their own, like, story mission. Come back later, Soul Ripper Jack. I'm busy. And I'm wondering how these two work out. But... let's see. One last chat before we hit the hay. Hey, Alexander, I got things to take care of here. Let's talk later. Fine. I just pray that the walls aren't paper thin. Ooh, I got my own bathroom and shower. Lucky day, lucky day. Okay, don't have much of gear on, stash on me, so I am fine. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave it for today. Goddamn phone. My name is Soul Ripper Jack, and this has been Shadowrun Hong Kong. Next time, we shall go and speak with Kindly Chang and see what's gonna happen. I bid you all a good night. Oh. Before we go, let's finish it off with a little sentence or two, shall we? You climb into the cot and worm your way under the sheets. They've been starched stiff as boards, but you slept beneath worse. The lice and bedbugs that plagued your old prison cell were mercifully absent here, and the salt air is fresher than the rancid stink of Raymond Barrens. The moment your head hits the pillow, exhaustion sets in. You barely keep your eyes open. Sleep washes you over like a warm bath, and everything goes black. Oh. Just as I was about to sleep, too. God damn it, that's gonna be nightmare fuel for the next few days. Good night.